remember not to thirst the noobs. I already like this guy. We need to be nice to the noobs, everybody. Be nice to them. You know, if you see a white shirt, a white coat, as we call them, if you see a white coat stuck in a building, maybe just leave them alone. If you kill a new player, maybe just don't thirst them. You know, maybe give them a little bit of a break. Let these guys survive on the island a little bit longer to get them interested in the game. You know, we need to help them. Give them a gun, run, give them a pat on the back, maybe a little emote, and then run away. Public service announcement. We need to be gentle. You know, this is something that we can give up. It's like we're investing in the game. We need to invest in new players to play. But a word on, I'm going to wear a white coat on purpose. Dude, that would be pretty funny to, you know, dress in a new player outfit and then just pretend like you're a bot or something. Yeah, that's a good idea. But honestly, I wonder how many new people are going to come to the game, because I just personally don't know anybody like out of my friend group that doesn't have PUBG that wants to play PUBG. I just don't know at this point, so many years in. Like I know it. I know it exists. Like there are definitely people that are going to play because it's free. Absolutely. Especially if you're like looking at your Xbox, you're like, well, I don't like Battlefield anymore. That was boring. This game is boring. And I never played PUBG and it's free now. Like there's going to be a handful of people that do that. But I have a hard time finding people that I know personally, but obviously most people I know play PUBG. But like I have a couple friends that are gamers and they don't play PUBG, and they're not going to. Like they don't play shooters, or they don't play realistic shooters. So I just don't really know too many people in my life that are going to be downloading PUBG for the first time. And a lot of my friends in real life are gamers. So, you know, we'll see. You know, I think a big thing is it's just the accessibility is so much easier. Like, for example, if I'm on like a friend's, if I travel somewhere and I want to download PUBG, it's free. If you once owned PUBG, but maybe, you know, so many people like lose their account. Maybe you lost your account or whatever. You're like, I could just download PUBG. It's free now. I think that's where the big numbers are going to come back. Are people maybe coming back to the game because it's just free? You don't have to worry about like where you purchased it, or maybe you bought it on PlayStation. Now you have an Xbox and you don't want to buy it again. Or maybe you're even a console player switching to PC, or vice versa. You just don't have to worry about buying it again. And I think it's just going to make it more fluid to go back and forth personally. Isn't free to play the signal the death of PUBG, and even pretending like more people will play? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I mean, PUBG, that's pretty complex. It's pretty complex. I mean, PUBG is definitely not dead. The game is still doing pretty well, especially on console. But, you know, obviously, I think the game declining is a reason for PUBG going free to play. I don't think that would be out of the question. You know, that's part of the reason. By the way, if you guys have any clips you guys want me to react to or watch, you can join our Xbox club and post them in the club. So just to like share a little bit of my thoughts. So like PUBG is, everybody knows that PUBG could be doing much better if they improve the graphics, optimization, all that stuff. That's that's the reason why Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, they move on from PUBG. Dr. Disrespect has said a million times that he loves PUBG, but he just feels unathletic when he plays PUBG. And that's been a thing for a very long time. It's just not super optimized. I mean, look at console, but you can't even look at buildings that are 200 meters away. The game is just not optimized. And for some reason, mismanagement, money, resources, it's not easy to run a company, to run a game. PUBG has just not updated the game properly. And whether that's for like many different reasons, PUBG was built incorrectly. You know, I use this analogy. We used to use this in work at my job all the time, that, you know, sometimes when you launch a product, you're a plane flying in the air that can never land, and PUBG needs to rebuild their plane while they're flying. It's kind of impossible. How do you redo your entire plane and you can't land the plane? So it's like a pretty impossible task. Or another analogy is like PUBG is a giant skyscraper with a bad foundation. It's sinking. So like, how do you fix a skyscraper that the foundation's sinking? Sometimes you need to just blow up the whole skyscraper and start over. So that's what kind of I'm not a game developer, but after talking to so many people in PUBG, listening to every single PUBG podcast and video and comment and everything that's ever been put out there. I mean, I'm sure I've missed things, but I've listened to a lot, and I've been able to talk to people that work at PUBG on and off. I mean, private events, things in the public space, streaming with people that work at PUBG, and that seems to be kind of be the case. And also, PUBG's run out of Korea. They have different cultural things that they are working on and focusing on. Hence why they are partnering with Korean companies and K-pop stars and not obviously like American groups that make it popular in the West. So PUBG obviously on the decline. Every game after it comes out is pretty much on the decline. It's pretty lucky if your game randomly 5 years later blows up. But now PUBG, after being on the decline, they're doing these things. They're improving movement. They might be adding like a roll animation or some of these things. I'm actually going to turn that down. Sorry. How dare you, bird? Buzz, buzz, buzz. Actually, I'll just let it play out. Be nice to the bees out there. So, you know, PUBG is adding in all this stuff. They might be adding in some, it seems like they're working on new movement stuff. If you look at New State, they've added in rolling and some new features to New State. I think that stuff's going to be coming to PUBG in this year. Who knows? There's no certainty of that. It's just pure speculation. But PUBG's working on all that stuff. Action queuing is coming into the game. If you guys aren't sure what that is, I have YouTube videos explaining it on my channel. Cue YouTube in the stream. They are kind of entering the new PUBG 2 era right now. That's why the game is down for 2 days. Free to play, new back-end stuff, training mode for new players. This is PUBG like putting out new content, drone, all this stuff. And I think they're going to this is going to be their year where it's like their last ditch effort to bring in players. And if people don't like it, then I think eventually PUBG will probably be in a tough spot. But someone mentioned it before, PUBG still has such a die-hard base of players. Like I see every day on social media, people going like, I tried Warzone, not my thing. I tried Super People. It's not PUBG. It's just, I don't want to play ability game. I don't want to play, you know, I don't want to have heartbeat sensor. I don't want to have magic abilities. I just want to play a realistic shooter, Ghost Recon style, old school, SOCOM. And right now, the only game that's like that is PUBG. So as long as a niche market exists, PUBG is going to be around for a long time. And I love that. So let's go PUBG. They're still around, doing strong. 2022, let's go. And yeah, and that's the thing. Well, Shocks brings up Halo viewers on Twitch were down to 6K. Halo is one of my favorite games of all time. It's just not good for Twitch. And people don't realize this, is that Battle Royale has kind of made Twitch, right? Twitch has always been a thing, but Battle Royale's helped grow Twitch and gaming so much more because it's so much better to watch. It's hard to watch TDM gameplay on Call of Duty. It's hard to watch Halo gameplay. It's hard to watch Destiny gameplay. Some people do, but it's just so much better to watch Battle Royale gameplay. And PUBG is still one of the cleanest games to watch. You know, you don't need to really explain to anybody what's going on in PUBG. I could explain to my father-in-law what's going on in PUBG. You're on an island. There's 100 people left. That's it. And there's guns. There's no like, oh, what did that guy do? Magic ability, a dragon flying over. No, it's very simple and easy to understand and watch. And PUBG will always have that thing. Every game has a story. You can understand the story. It's just such a great narrative for players. You can play for fun, competitive. There's downtime. There's action. You know, every good movie and story has downtime and action, right? Uptime, downtime. In some of these games now, like Battlefield, they made the map smaller. They put more players in. There's no downtime. There's no funny moments when you crash into a tree with your friends and go, WTF, what just happened? And you're laughing and healing. And in Call of Duty and Battlefield, it's just like ADD, push, die, push, die, push, die, push, die, push, die, push, die, capture flag, die, capture flag, die. Like it's just constant. And then it just becomes like, what's even the point of playing? And I think that's why a lot of people feel that way. So it is an interesting thing. Battle Royale can be frustrating because any game that you play that takes longer, there's more kind of relying on that game and more time spent. So there's more, I can't think of a good word, but there's more like riding on that match. So if you play like a 5-minute match of Call of Duty TDM and you lose, you're like, yeah, it was 5 minutes. I don't really care. Back into the next game. But then when I started playing League of Legends, it was the first video game that I played where each match was like 40 minutes. And you'd be playing for 40 minutes. You make one mistake at the end and you lose. You're like, I just spent 40 minutes setting that up and I lost. and it would be heartbreaking, you know? And Battle Royale is kind of like that as well, because you play for a game is like 30 minutes. You one sniper shot can take you out. You could play the perfect game, and at the very end, make a left step when you should have taken a right step and get hit right in the head with a sniper bullet and back to the lobby. Better luck next time. It's just such a crazy thing. It's not easy to do at all. But that's why it's such a fun game, though, because it's like it means so much more. So then getting that winner chicken dinner just means so much more. And because you can't just come back a million times, it means more. And that's definitely another interesting conversation that me and Nacho were having yesterday, because I want new players to have a chance to play and come back. It sucks when you die right off the bat and you're watching your friends play and you're bored out of your mind, because for the next 30 minutes, you got to watch your friends play. But also, when I see people on Call of Duty posting that they got 60 kills, I'm like, what does that even mean? There's not like, what happened to 100 people playing the game? You got 60 kills. How'd that happen? Oh, well, that guy bought himself back 9 times and was in the gulag, and then like rode the magic train back to the island. You're like, oh, okay. So like, how many times was he back? Oh, he came back in the game 10 times. Oh, so like the lone survivor? No, he came back in the game like 10 times. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I just feel like there's a weird, there's like a weird balance to that. But, you know, it's something that I don't think they'll ever be able to fix.